Okay, so I'm going to select the image field here. We'll leave the label as image and click save. Again, we'll go ahead and leave the label as image. We won't require this, and we'll leave the help text empty for now. Now, because we're not requiring this, but we are displaying an image in the sidebar wherever there's a review that references the product, then we should set a default image so that something displays there to at least indicate that there should be an image, but there's not. So I'm going to click Choose File, and inside of our resource pack, in the Site Images folder, we're going to select the noimage.jpg file. We'll leave the allowed file extensions as is, and let's select a file directory. If we don't set a directory here, then it will be uploaded directly to the Files folder in our site. If we go back to the File Explorer and take a look at the structure of this site, we're here in the Sites folder inside of our Drupal directory, and inside of the giftofgeek.localhost, there's a Files folder. Now, if we weren't using Acquia Dev Desktop, chances are this folder would be in our default folder. But because it's treating our site as part of a multi-site installation, even though there's only going to be one site associated with this Drupal installation, then our files directory is going to be found in here. So if we expand this, we see our logo file here, which is what we uploaded to the theme directory. It's directly in this files folder. And then if we don't set the directory for this particular field, then all of the files will be uploaded directly into here. If we use this field for other content types and we also don't set the directory there, then those files will be uploaded directly into this folder as well. And eventually this could be a bit unwieldy. It's true that a lot of times you won't need to look at these files directly. You'll only be working with them through Drupal, but sometimes you may want to scan the resources or be able to connect with them through some type of script. In that case, it makes sense to split up the media into separate folders. All right, I'm going to jump back to the browser here, and for the file directory, let's go ahead and type in product-images. We're going to leave the maximum image resolution empty. We trust our contributors in this respect. We're not going to set a minimum image resolution either. We'll go ahead and upscale if somebody uploads something that's too small. We also won't set the maximum upload size. But if we didn't trust our contributors, that is, maybe we were accepting files from the public, this is definitely something we'd want to set. The maximum and minimum image resolution settings are mostly to help guide the user to determine what type of file they should be uploading, but maximum upload size protects us from taking on files that are too large. Of course, the configuration on our local machine limits the upload to 8 megabytes. This will probably be different once you upload this site to a live server, but there will still be a limit, and this protects us to some degree from really large uploads. I'm going to scroll down here to expose the rest of the fields. This enable alt field and enable title field gives us some metadata to work with when uploading our image. We're going to leave these unchecked for now, just to simplify the process of adding the images. But in the future, we may want to enable this, especially if we're going to be having multiple images for each product. When we upload an image, we see a preview of the image based on a particular image style. And we talked about image styles in some of our previous videos, but this is basically a set of rules to determine how a particular image displays, how wide it is, how tall it is, if it gets cropped, and so on. We're going to leave this at thumbnail. We'll leave the progress indicator at throbber, and I'm going to scroll down here. And at the very bottom, we have image field settings. Now these apply to any place where this field is being used. You remember how I said earlier that some settings affect every place where a field is added to a content type? Well, these are those settings. So we want to make sure when we change these, if we change them, that we're aware of what it's going to be affecting. For right now, we can go ahead and leave this at the default, because as far as we know, we're only going to upload one image for each product. We have no choice but to leave the upload destination as public files, and we've already set a default image for this particular instance, so we'll leave this as empty. And then I'll click Save Settings.